Hi guys, today I'm going to share some of my tips and tricks for hiking during COVID, so stick around. Thanks for sticking around, guys. If this is your first time joining me, welcome to Aeetos Outdoors. My name is David and this channel is all about my journey into the outdoors. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please consider subscribing. Click the button down here and you can turn on notifications to be notified when I release a new video. Right, with that out of the way, let's get right into this video. Again, this is my tips and tricks for dealing with COVID when you're out hiking. So most of you can probably guess my number one tip, and that is going to be wear a mask. Now, I'm not saying you need to wear this the entire time when you're hiking, but if you are in a place where you're passing people and maybe you can't maintain your distance, then you might want to put a mask on. Also for busy areas like trailheads or any particular viewpoints where there are a few people, wearing a mask might be a good idea. So that is my first tip: wear a mask, or at least take it with you so you have it if you need it. My second tip is having a COVID kit with you. And this is something that you can just stick in your day pack or maybe in a pocket, and having this with you I think is a great idea. So one of the first things that I have in here, again, probably going to be quite obvious, but sanitizer. Have sanitizer with you. If you, if you touch anything that someone else has touched, then you can sanitize your hands and it will just increase the chances of you not catching COVID or decrease the chances of you catching it. You know what I mean. But hand sanitizer, that is a good thing to take with you. Something else to have with you is a spare or disposable mask. Now, worst case scenario, if you came across someone that was in the need of first aid when you're out there and you were comfortable with doing this and they didn't have a mask, you could give them this so you felt a little bit safer while you were helping them. So having a spare mask is, I think, a good idea. So I think that was tips 2 and 3. So have a COVID kit. Within said COVID kit, have sanitizer and a spare mask. Next up, disposable gloves, rubber gloves. These are great if you, again, need to give first aid to people, or if you're somewhere where you don't really feel comfortable touching stuff. So maybe you need to use an outhouse or something like that. Having these is just an extra layer of protection. So disposable gloves are I think, a very smart thing. And they weigh next to nothing. You just stick them in your bag. And like I said, it's nice and compact. The next tip or trick I have for you goes on. It's the last item I have in this COVID kit, and have some wet wipes, have some anti-back wipes. Now, I know these are not anti-back wipes. Well, I mean, actually, these are anti-back wipes, but they're not necessarily like Lysol wipes or something. So you want to have some wipes that would kill viruses rather than these are just antibacterial. So I have these just in case and really to illustrate a point with you. But having wipes, if you do need to touch stuff, if you go into a washroom and you need to, you're concerned, you can disinfect stuff beforehand. So having a COVID kit with sanitizer, a spare mask, disposable gloves, and anti-back wipes is a great idea. My next tip for you is to, where possible, maintain your distance. So if you're coming up, if you're passing someone else on the trail and you're not able to maintain your distance, then just move off to the side and let them pass. Or if you are coming to a narrow area where, again, you won't be able to maintain distancing, then one of you give up the right of way, or one of you pull over to the side essentially and let them through. Things like bridges or very narrow areas, or if there's a sort of like narrowing in the rock, or you have to crawl under a tree or something like that, just be aware of where you are, where the other person is, and if you can't maintain that distance, then feel free to just step off to the side and let the other person pass. And of course, if you're going to be doing this and they might still be coming a little bit close to you, then having your mask and wearing your mask is still a great idea. Like I said, with the mask, you don't need it on all the time, maybe just in these situations. So my next tip and trick for hiking while COVID is happening is not sharing food and drink with people. And it may seem so innocuous, you know, just someone offers you a swig of their water or their juice, or they offer you a handful of trail mix or something like this. That risk of touching them and then touching your mouth and your face and stuff is just, it's better off avoiding. So if you can, if trail mix, for example, if you have the packet, pour it into hands rather than reaching in and essentially contaminating. And if someone offers you something and they haven't been doing that, then, you know, feel free to say no. But also, it's a good idea to bring your own stuff with you and just use your own food. You know, supply yourself with your own food and your own drinks. So that was the next tip: is bring your own food and drink, and really don't share food. And lastly, this is a bit of a big one. Absolute worst case scenario: you're on a trail, you fall, you hurt yourself, and you have to call out for help. That is potentially going to put not only you at risk, but anyone that comes to help you at risk. So search and rescue, paramedics, other hikers, anything like this. So the real tip for this is just take it slow and steady. Don't take any chances. You know, maybe have trekking poles with you, even if you don't think you're going to need them. Just if there's a little difficult patch of terrain, err on the side of caution and don't take any risks. You know, just take it nice and slow. Hike your own hike. Don't feel pressured. If you don't feel safe doing something, then don't do it. You know, look for alternatives. Just be cautious. Don't put yourself at risk of injury, which then in turn could put other people at risk of contracting the virus. So those are my tips and tricks for hiking during COVID. So wear a mask, or bring a mask with you so you can wear if you need to. So have a COVID kit that includes sanitizer, a disposable mask, rubber gloves, and anti-bac, antivirus, disinfecting wipes kind of thing. Where you can on your hike, maintain your physical distance, you know, keep that distance from people where you can. Also, don't share food and drinks with people, bring your own. And then finally, don't take any unnecessary risks, err on the side of caution, take things slow and hike your own hike. And then my very last little tip is, it comes into leave no trace. If you are taking disposable gloves with you, if you are taking a disposable mask with you, maybe also take a little trash bag with you, because the last thing you want to do is leave your disposable masks and gloves lying around. They're not good for the environment. So if you can, if you pack it in, pack it out, get rid of them. Don't be a butthole and leave them lying around. Right, that's the video for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if I've missed anything. If you carry anything that I haven't mentioned, please comment it down below. And likewise, if you've made it to this point in the video and you haven't already, please click the subscribe button down here. And also, if you can, give the video a thumbs up to let the YouTube algorithm know that I did a good job, and to let me know I did a good job. Well, that's it, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.